Hey everybody, welcome back. I think it's time for an update. There has been a lot going on. It has been a crazy year. If you would have told me a year ago that as of today I would have owned five Airstreams, I would tell you were nuts. Because a year ago, we were just picking up our first Airstream. We bought Penelope about a year ago. We picked her up from a local place here in St. Louis. The guy had owned her for several years and really needed to get rid of her. The wife was telling him, it's gotta go. So we bought Penelope last fall with the intention of making it a livable camper that we could use and travel in, but always having the intention of potentially selling it someday. We weren't able to get started on Penelope as quickly as we planned due to other circumstances, having to keep our careers so that we could make money, and she basically sat in our yard for about 6 months. We got very lucky last January. We were able to take her to Florida to my parents' house. We took her to Florida for about 6 weeks thinking that we were going to get a bunch of stuff done and that we were going to come home and have this camper that was completely ready to go. Well, we were wrong about that. That's for sure. But we did get a lot done in 6 weeks. We were able to get the skins off, back on, insulation, electrical, plumbing, and even some of our framing done before we left, which was a big help. Once we brought it back home in February, we had to get back to work and weren't able to get back to the Airstream until later in the spring. We started in April on it again, thinking we would just get it ready to take it camping with our friends. Fast forward to the end of May, we had purchased a home to renovate. My husband and I have about 10 years of experience renovating and flipping houses in the St. Louis area. And we had to make a decision. We had a home to renovate and we had a 3/4 finished camper and we needed money. And at the time, the best decision for us was to go ahead and finish Penelope. So at the end of May, we dove into Penelope, making her our sole project so that we could finish her and get her ready to sell. So since we were finishing Penelope and we knew we were going to have to get rid of her, we decided we probably should start looking for our next trailer so that we could finally own one to camp in, because after all, we had just spent 9 months working on this camper and we knew we weren't going to get to travel in it like we wanted to. I scoured the internet, spent days on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, other sites, answered a bunch of scammers, and finally one night I was just browsing Facebook Marketplace and came across this cute little trailer in Illinois, not too far away from us. We decided to go take a look at it just for fun. It was only about 45 minutes from where we live, and it was the smallest Airstream we'd ever seen, and we knew it was really rare, and we thought, what the heck, let's just go check it out. So we drove to Staunton, Illinois, and that's where we met our bubble, Jo. As soon as we saw her, we knew we had to have her. We were so excited. She was seriously the cutest thing ever, and immediately I knew, okay, we're buying this camper. We brought Jo home, we put Jo in the backyard, and we continued to finish Penelope. As we finished her up, I was getting ready to prepare her for sale and ran into someone on Facebook mentioning that they were looking for a renovated Airstream that had white cabinets. So I commented on the post and said that we were going to be selling it soon, and that's how we found the people who bought her. Around the same time, we started realizing that we were just a little afraid that Jo was too small for us. She was only 13 feet on the inside and only about 7 feet wide. And we are not nomads. We're never going to be full-time RVers. We love having a home. We love having closets and storage and a big bathroom and land to live on. But it hit us that Jo just probably wasn't the right fit for us for camping and actually touring around the country. We were also concerned about how to renovate her because since she was so rare, we didn't want to tear everything out and make it a new camper on the interior. We wanted to be able to save the original interior, which is worth more to collectors. However, that just didn't fit our style, and so we just drove ourselves crazy and it was just nuts. And finally, I was like, you know what? We're gonna sell it. We got very lucky. We found our buyer without any trouble. Again, on a Facebook post, they were commenting about looking for something really small, and I made a comment saying that we might be interested in selling, and that's how we found Jo's buyer. So we find Jo's buyer. Jo's buyer lives on the West Coast, and he had to have the Airstream shipped to him. So we had to take a couple days off of working on Penelope to prepare Jo for sale, and off Jo went. So then it was back to the drawing board. We were about to sell Penelope and we did not have an Airstream. So I started scouring the internet again, looking for the perfect trailer. And of course I chose the wrong time of year to do it, in the summer when everybody else is also looking for a new trailer. But we were very, very lucky that we ran across somebody, again, only about 3 hours away from where we live, who had the perfect trailer. And that's where Archie comes in. We busted our butts for a few weeks to get all the stuff we could done on Penelope to prepare her for her new owners in Florida. And we loaded up and took off for a week-long trip before we delivered Penelope. It was a little easier to sell Penelope knowing that we had Archie waiting for us at home, and we were very excited to have a little bit smaller camper. Archie's only 25 foot, Penelope was 31 foot, so we started daydreaming about what we were going to do with Archie. We delivered Penelope. Her owners were very pleased, very excited to take their 4 kids on many, many camping trips, and we returned home to pick up Archie. We picked up Archie in the middle of August and brought him home and immediately made plans for what we were going to do. One of the things we loved about Archie when we found him was that he was mostly camper ready to begin with, so we would be able to get right out on the road and start enjoying ourselves. Unfortunately, as with most Airstreams, we realized quickly that Archie did need some work. The kitchen was kind of falling apart a little bit, and there was a lot of floor rot, and so we decided, let's go ahead and take some of the stuff out. We're going to save most of it. Let's fix the problems, and we'll put it back together. Well, unfortunately, since I am officially an Airstream addict, I continued to search on Facebook looking for Airstreams. I ran across another deal only about an hour away from where we live, 45 minutes, and thought this Airstream is really overpriced. Let's go see it and see if we can get a great deal on it. Contact the guy, and he tells me all about this Airstream that he picked up from a friend and he really needs to get rid of it. Let's go see it. Happens to mention to me on the phone that he also has an Argosy, and he's really excited to take that on camping trips because that's what he bought to replace the Airstream that he has, and that's why he's selling the Airstream. I immediately got more excited about seeing the Argosy than I was about seeing the Airstream, knowing that we probably weren't going to buy the Airstream anyway, since we already had a project trailer sitting in our yard. So we pull up to where the Airstream and the Argosy were, and the Argosy was the first thing I saw. And it was love at first sight. What can I say? I've always loved the Argosys. Super quick rundown on why I like the Argosys. I actually like that they're painted. I like that they're not so shiny. They seem to not be quite as hot on the interior. They have these amazing front panoramic windows that are super cool. And I just think that they're a little bit more eclectic than the Airstreams and a little bit more, I don't know. I don't have a good reason. I love the Argosy. Sorry, sue me. So we come in and we see the Argosy just for fun, and it's in pristine condition. The cabinets are in great shape. Of course, it was a disaster because the guy had stored a bunch of stuff in it over the years, but I could tell that it had been very well taken care of. Or so we thought. Anyway, so I had to have the Argosy. I was just like, oh my gosh, this guy does not need this. It's full of junk. It's been sitting here for years. So I really wanted the Argosy. We go, we look at the Airstream. I'm not interested in the Airstream. It's 31 foot. It's a long one. We don't need another project trailer at the time, but it's nagging me in the back of my head what good condition the body of this Airstream is in. Basically, the exterior of this Airstream had no dents and no scratches and was very straight. And so it was kind of just in the back of my brain. But I was focused on the Argosy. And so I was determined, okay, we're going to make Archie a renovated trailer, sell it, put everything back in it, keep it pretty original, fix the floor rot, put a new air conditioner in, put some new appliances in, do a new kitchen, and get it sold. It's a great camper. It'll be a perfect camper for somebody. And we'll buy the Argosy for ourselves. Perfect plan. Insert the guy who owned both of those campers. Unfortunately, he was not interested in selling the Argosy. So for about a month, I kept basically, I don't know, flirting, texting, calling, emailing, messaging, doing whatever I could to convince this guy to sell me the Argosy that he wasn't ever going to use. He really needed to get rid of his Airstream though, so the only way he would sell me the Argosy was if I bought both campers. That's a crazy idea. I do not need to own 3 Airstreams. But if we can get them for the right price, we'll have 2 project trailers. We can get Archie done quickly. We'll have the long one to work on this winter, and we'll have the Argosy for us to camp in. So, where are we right now? If you're still watching this video, God bless you. As of right now, we have 3 Airstreams. We have Archie, our 25-foot Caravaner, which we are remodeling. It's going to be gorgeous. They did not make very many caravanners. It's got double awnings. It's got a really nice bathroom, a rear big bath, and plenty of kind of entertainment space in the front. The caravanners were made for more like day trips, going to races and things like that. So they're a little bit more entertainment friendly in the front with their space. We're very excited about Archie. His exterior is practically flawless, and we're going to get him done hopefully this fall and get him off to some awesome buyer. If you know anybody looking, let us know. The Argosy is going to be ours to keep. Unfortunately, it wasn't in as good a shape as we thought it was. We had to already do new water lines because those were busted. We installed a composting toilet, and she's leaking everywhere. So we're going to have to figure out what's going on with that. But right now, the Argosy is just sitting in the driveway for us to use when we want to camp, and we aren't going to be working on her for a while, but we will be taking her on camping trips. We've officially named her Eleanor, by the way. As for the 31-foot Sovereign, it's a 1968. Like I said, it has a gorgeous exterior. When we went back to pick it up, we actually were more excited about it than we had been originally. And so we're really excited this winter to get started on that project. We're going to make it a center bath and a rear bed again, which I think is the most popular design for somebody looking to live full time. And it will also have a front dinette bed set up as well. If you know anybody who has wanted to buy a renovated Airstream and would like to be able to do some customization, please reach out to us because we will be working on that this winter. That brings us to my final statement, which is over the next several months, we're going to have lots of stuff to do tutorials on because we have 3 Airstreams to choose from. I guess you can officially call us addicts. We bought Penelope, bought Joe, sold Penelope, bought Archie, bought Eleanor, and bought a 31-footer that doesn't have a name yet. We're really excited to see the progress that we make on our projects over the next couple of months. If you have anything you want us to do a tutorial on, please let us know. Please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Send us an email if you have any questions about your current project or a project you're looking for. And as I said before, if you are wanting to buy a renovated Airstream, please let us know. We do have 2 really great options for you to choose from. You could customize it and we can make it your own.